Hi, Carlos. How are you?
Hi, Precious. I'm very well, thanks. And you?
I'm good. Thank you. We're ready to start. I just want us to talk briefly about what we're going to be covering today. Alusha, hello, Nancy, Mbalenhle, Nelsiwe. I think we've got few people also on the Facebook Live. Please, guys, shout out to everyone. I thought I should bring Carlos. Carlos, there's some noise coming through. I'm not sure whether it's me or you. Hello?
Okay, do you want me to mute my microphone so you can see it from our side?
Yes, please. And then I will unmute you as soon as you are done. So I thought that, we're always struggling as entrepreneurs with quite a lot of things. And one of the main area that I have found has been we're just not making enough sales. And Carlos has quite good programs and an understanding of what processes we need to go through to put in our systems to be able to make sales. And Carlos, we will take it as a discussion for now, me and you. And then after that, then you can do the presentation, and then anyone who has a question can then ask. Nancy's got her hands up. Nancy, I'm gonna allow you to talk. Nancy, just type. Nancy, can you hear me? Maybe she actually raised her hand by mistake because the hand is raised.
But she's got her microphone muted.
No, I've just unmuted her and it's still not going. Let's see. Hello. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, dear. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you very much. The line is a little bit bad this side. I don't know if it's with you that side.
No, don't worry, Nancy. We will also make sure, just type your questions because we also cannot hear you. Type the questions you have for Carlos, and also we'll record the video and send it to you, and whatever notes you have, we'll also make sure on the video we leave Carlos's details.
It's fine. You know what? I just raised the hands by mistake, but okay, all is fine now. We can proceed.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Carlos, honestly, I have struggled. I was sharing my story the other day that I have lost more than 40,000 Rand on trying to sell online, and I mean on Google ads, Facebook ads, Twitter ads, all of it. And I've gone through several training courses and try to do the stuff that they're telling us in the training. And each time when I come back, Carlos, the stuff has changed. On this last Saturday, I was actually on another training which did touch quite a bit on sales and also did part on social media and marketing and selling in generally. And it was... And I tried to run what they were teaching us. Some of the things were not working, but they didn't explain to us that when you're using different Internet Explorer is different. I mean, it's just small things like that. I'm like, oh no. So Carlos, just first of all, teach us about what are we missing on sales. And then two, teach us about how we can actually systematically just deal with making sure that our businesses are more sustainable, but we have a process in sale and how to actually deal with those processes, and help me to figure out what the heck am I doing wrong. And welcome, Carlos. Thank you so much for joining us. And welcome, Goodfellow. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much. I'm gonna unmute myself now, Carlos. You are all on your capable hands.
Okay, great. Thank you, Precious. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to this webinar. Yes, there are a lot of programs and webinars and workshops out there teaching people how to generate tons of leads which can lead to sales. What I have found is that there are very few, I would like to say maybe I'm one of those few, that actually takes you down to the fundamentals. Because the challenge is, if you are sending the wrong message out into the market of what you do and how you can resolve people's challenges, you are attracting the wrong leads. And by attracting the wrong leads, it means you're not going to make any sales. You know, you can have a website that gets 10,000 visitors a day. If your message is wrong, if your market dominating position is wrong, if you're not hitting the customers' hotspots, if you're not solving their problems, it doesn't matter how many leads you generate to your website. So while there's a lot of programs out there teaching you how to get thousands of people to your content, if your content is wrong, it doesn't matter how many people are viewing it. So either your leads are going to be incorrect, it's the wrong target market, or if you get the right target market, the message that they get when they hit your website or your Twitter feed or your Instagram or Facebook does not resonate with what's going on in their minds. You know, I always talk about getting into the conversation in the customer's head and then talking to that conversation. If you can do that, you can hold someone's attention for an hour. But when they hit your marketing, be it through social media or all these other advertising platforms that you mentioned, you literally have 5 to 10 seconds to get their attention. If you don't get it, they're gone. They move to the next website. There's a lot of distraction online. So you have 5 to 10 seconds to get their attention. And you will see one of the things, sorry, you wanted to say something? You're muted.
Just before you move on the next point, Carlos, I wanted just to raise that you are saying we're going to make sure that the content that we have, once we have the traffic, is able to capture that customer at its core or at their problem. But I'm of the view that I think even when some other instances, I have clients for like something like a day, in other instances like maybe like 5 days on different intervals, my conversion rate is still very low. Before it used to, I will know that it will be 20% for 4 hours, but it has, even that has drastically reduced. It's either my messaging but again, my content is basic because it's supposed to have people cover the basics. So how do I elevate that content to talk to their problems? How would I know what, because I mean, I thought, for example, for me, I thought I actually understood what was exactly the actual problem, but also how to pitch it. But I think the conversion, I almost felt the other day that I'm selling what they need, but not what they want.
Right. You know, again, it comes down to getting into the conversation in your prospect's mind. What are their pain points? And if you're marketing, the headline, when they get to your landing page, the headline's got to hit their pain point. If it doesn't, you've lost them. You know, I can take you through hundreds of websites where you land on it and all you see is this beautiful logo, this is who I am, this is what I do, 5 seconds, I'm gone. Here's one thing about customers. They don't care who you are, they don't care what you look like, they don't care how long you've been in business. Their main interest is, what can you do for me? If you don't get that across in the first 5 seconds, you've lost them. So when it comes to the conversion rate, the question would be, the content that they're landing on, number one, does it resonate with the content you used to send them there? Because it doesn't help, I'm going to show you how to peel a pineapple, and then when I land on your website, I see a banana. It's like, okay, but the two just don't match, okay? And then when they land on your website, are you hitting their pain point? Are you saying to them, this is your pain, and here I have the pill for you? Then you've got their attention, then you can drag it further. then the other thing is, you know, I can tell you conversion rates on places like Facebook are going down. And that is because everybody is advertising on Facebook. Anybody that's got a smartphone can advertise on Facebook. And that's what you're competing against. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of fake profiles. There's so much nonsense on Facebook. I had to be running Facebook down, but I have stopped marketing on Facebook. I don't touch Facebook at all. I spend 98% of my time on LinkedIn. And that is where the power is at the moment. LinkedIn has got targeting characteristics of its members that Facebook has not got. I mean, I'll give you an example. My Business Growth Network, which is a network of small business owners, it's a WhatsApp group where I share tips, tools, resources, and business turnaround strategies, and it's free to join. I started it in May. As of this morning, I've got 310 members in Randburg, Sandton, Pretoria, Boksburg, Nelspruit, Newcastle, Dundee, Vryheid, Durban, Cape Town, Noorderpool, Rustenburg. So I have business owners on my groups all around the country. I did that on LinkedIn. I didn't spend a single cent, not 1 cent. And to date, I still do not spend any money on LinkedIn. So one of the things, and you'll see when I do my presentation in a couple of minutes, and that is what differentiates me from my competitors out there. Every strategy I teach does not require you to spend money on marketing or advertising. And I know that may sound scary to someone who just said you spend 40,000 Rand on advertising. But what I'm going to show you, you can put that 40,000 Rand in the bank, gain interest, and you can get the leads. Because the whole thing is, if the fundamentals, if the foundation's wrong, doesn't matter how many bricks you put on top, your house is going to collapse. And that is where the challenge comes in. I bring everything back down to the fundamentals. And, you know, some business owners may think, yeah, but I've been in business for 10 years. I have interviewed people that have been in business for 34 years. I've taken them through a set of 36 questions, and 80% of the questions, they had no clue what I was talking about. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the business owners. One thing we need to understand is a lot of businesses, if not most of them, started out of one of two things. It's a need to generate an income, or they're following their passion. And because of that, they don't have the business training they require for a long-term sustainable business. They go straight into business, and they do well. But the challenge comes in year 2, 3, for those that make it past year 1, is they hit a peak, and they just cannot get past it. And in a lot of cases, that peak is break-even point. They put salary in the pocket, and that's it. There's no money left. Anything goes wrong, they are in trouble. So I bring them back down to the fundamentals, make sure the fundamentals are in place. Now you can launch your business because you've got the basics right. It is scary how many businesses don't have the basics right. I talk to businesses that have been around for 10, 15 years, and I talk about a market dominating position, and they're like, what do you mean? You don't have a market dominating position? An elevator pitch. What is that? Your ideal, can you tell me who your ideal customer is? Well, so now can you imagine, you're doing all this advertising and marketing, you don't know your ideal customer, so who are you marketing to? Are you marketing dog food to cats? Because that's not going to help anything. You know, and that's the challenge. So you'll see what I teach tonight, I can guarantee is going to be eye-opening. It's going to be quite scary at how simple it actually is. Because here's one thing about it, the human brain. We do tend to complicate things. We believe a big problem requires a huge solution, and it's not. Sometimes it's just the basics.
Carlos, we lost you a bit when you started saying that what you're going to teach tonight. Please, will you repeat that?
Sure. The strategies that I'm going to teach tonight are scarily simple and require no money on advertising or marketing. None whatsoever. And you will generate leads if you follow the basics and get the fundamentals right.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I was waiting for some questions, guys. Please type your questions under questions, and then before Carlos go ahead and start. Okay, Chris is excited. Anyone with questions? No, not yet. So please, Carlos, go ahead. We'll listen to you and we will take notes. I'm already got my notes ready here. So please go ahead.
Okay, fantastic. First of all, let me apologize up front. If I go too fast, please someone tell me to slow down. I get so excited about this stuff because I am passionate about what I do. So I can go off at 10,000 miles an hour. Okay, so give me a second while I just move things around so that you can see my presentation. Okay, it would help if I shared the screen. That is the beginning of it all. Right, so there we go. Share. Exit full screen. I know we're all looking at you, but that's great. It's not a bad sight. Right. Let me know when you can see the presentation. Can you see it? Hello, anybody there?
Yes, we can see it. Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Okay,
There's 2 hands, yeah. They are saying they're all good. On the other hand, they can see
brilliant.
it.
So now, great. Let me feed you some of this exciting stuff. I hope you're ready to take notes. Okay, so this is my presentation on business breakthroughs. Just to give you a very quick overview, because frankly, I don't think you're interested in who I am or what I do. You're more interested in what I can offer you. So my name is Carlos Batista. I'm a business transformation specialist. I'm the founder and owner of Business Coaching Hub and the Business Growth Network. And that's all you need to know about me. Let me give you some of the good stuff. Right, so the objective for tonight is to provide you with an overview of effective strategies to take your business to the next level. And I have to stress, without spending money on marketing or advertising. This is the critical part. Let me just take you through a basic here. I'm sure you've all heard of the 80-20 rule. Basically what that states is 20% of what you do every day is generating 80% of your total annual revenue. Now that means you're only doing a few things daily that makes you most of your money. Now I'm sure you can appreciate that if you can identify that 20%, it's easy to scale your business. Well, guess what? I can tell you exactly where that 20% is. It is leads, conversions, transactions, prices, and profits. If you focus on these areas and you make small incremental changes, you will get big results. Now I know I'm known for making bold statements, so let me prove it to you quickly. This is my profit growth calculator, and you'll see on the left-hand side, starting from the top, it goes leads, conversions, transactions, prices, profits. Then we're going to look at the bottom line profit and the increase in percentage. So let's take a baseline business that has 1,000 leads, of which they convert 25%. That means they've got 250 customers. Each of those customers brings them 10 transactions per year. That's a total of 2,500 transactions. Each transaction is worth 250 Rand. So the total revenue is 625,000. If the profit margin is 20%, the bottom line profit is 125,000. That's pretty easy to understand, but let me show you what happens when we increase each of those areas by only 10%. So the leads are now 1,100. Your conversion are 27.5%, which means you now have 303 clients. They each bring you 11 transactions. That's a total of 3,328 transactions. The price is now 275 Rand. Your gross revenue has increased to just over 915,000. Your profit margin is now 22%. That makes your bottom line profit 201,000. That is a 61% increase on your bottom line profit with a 10% increase in each of these areas. Let me make it even more scarier for you. Let me show you what happens with a 15% increase. Your leads go to 1,150, conversions 28.8%, that means 331 clients. They each bring you 11.5 transactions a year. That's a total of 3,802 transactions. Your prices are now 287.50. That means your total revenue is just over 1 million. If your gross profits are now 23%, congratulations, I've just doubled your bottom line to 251,000. So with a 15% increase in each of these areas, you can double your bottom line. Let me show you what happens with 20%. Not running through every single number for you because I'm going to start sounding like a parrot. I think you understand that everything increases by 20%. Your bottom line profit increases by 148.83% with a 20% increase. One more. Look at what happens with a 25% increase. You have tripled your profits with a 25% increase in the 5 areas of your business. Now, I know you're going to say, well, this is all very good and well because these are numbers, but I can show you what to do in these areas to achieve these numbers. What we are focusing on tonight is on leads, because if I have to take you through the others, we're talking an hour and a half, 2 hours, but you'll have the opportunity to get that information anyway. So let me take you through some lead generating strategies, because after all, that is the main topic for tonight's presentation. The first one is networking. You all know about networking. You've more than likely all been to networking events, as have I. And to be honest with you, I'm getting pretty bored at the networking events, and I'll tell you why. You see, most business owners don't have a compelling elevator pitch. Now, an elevator pitch, I'm sure you all know, but just for clarity's sake, that is basically if you get into an elevator with your ideal customer, and the only time you have to speak to him is the time it takes you to get to the next floor, what will you tell him about your business? The key to building a successful business is to find a way to separate your business from all the others that are just like you. We all have competition. Your market dominating position is the entire key to success for your business. So whatever you do, do not shortchange this critical business fundamental. This is a very basic piece in your armor. Before I go to the business card, let me give you a typical elevator pitch. Hi, my name is Carlos Batista. I'm the CEO of Business Coaching Hub. I've been in business since 1413 BC, and I can help you grow your business. If you're interested in my services, please come and see me at the end. Okay, so let me have a look. How many people raised their hands? Oh dear, none. That does not surprise me. Right, let me give you my elevator pitch. Hi, my name is Carlos Batista. I'm the CEO of Business Coaching Hub and a business transformation specialist. I can show any business how to generate an additional 100,000 Rand in profit without spending a single cent in marketing and advertising, and I can do that within 45 minutes. If you're interested, come and see me at the end. How many are you interested now? I bet that got your attention, right? That is the big difference. Sometimes an elevator pitch, you literally have 10 seconds to get people's attention. I can teach you how to do a 10-second and a 30-second elevator pitch. They are powerful. I have driven all the way to Nelspruit to attend 3 meetings, and I only had 10 seconds at each meeting. But I know all I need is 10 seconds because my elevator pitch hits the mark. Lead capturing business cards. Think about when you've been to events where you get business cards. What happens when a prospect at a networking event is interested in learning more about you? They ask you for your business card, right? And what happens to most of the business cards that get collected? Well, they wind up in the bottom of the file called the trash can, or what other people may call file 13, or the bottom drawer. What makes you think that handing your business card to a client will be any different? Here's the thing about a business card. You only get one opportunity to generate a lead with that business card, and that is the moment you hand the business card over to the prospect. If they have a look at it and put it in your pocket, you've lost them. You've lost them because it gets piled up with all the other business cards. Let me show you a typical business card. Beautiful design. Company name, lovely logo, address, telephone numbers, email address, website. Fantastic. Is there anything on that card compelling you to contact this person? I doubt it. Let me show you a lead capturing business card. And you'll see what I've put a ring around. So a photograph of yourself. There's nothing wrong with putting a photograph of yourself on the card. Understand, these prospects, some cases, meet 100 people at that event. How are they going to remember you from a card? Very, very important. Look at the bottom half of the card. Restore peace and quiet in your home in just 60 seconds, website address. Listen to what parents like you have to say, testimonials. And then another part at the very bottom, see backside for special offer. I'm going to ask you a question and you can tell me a little bit later. How many of you have received a business card and you turn it around and it is empty at the back? That is powerful real estate that is not being used. So on this business card, we say, look at the back. So I do. Attention, frustrated and discouraged parents. Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Now you can discover the secrets controlling your child and instantly restore peace and quiet in your home. Get the free report, website address. That is a lead capturing business card. Because when that person goes to that website address, I have lead capturing mechanisms on there to get their name and email address. This is how business cards should be designed. Again, they're not interested in your logo or how fancy you are or how long you've been in business. What can you do for me? If that business card goes in the pocket, it's in with the pile of other business cards. So now we've got the elevator pitch, we've put that on our business card, and we get them to our website. But your website's got to be a lead capturing website. So let me show you a case study of a cosmetic surgeon who was marketing mommy makeovers. So in other words, women that have given birth to kids. Nurture the body that will provoke true envy. There's two problems with this here. For the ladies on this call, how many of you would say that the picture of that lady is someone who's given birth to any kid? I doubt it very much, right? And the other thing is, do you honestly believe a mother just wants to get the body that provokes envy? I doubt that very much. Because after all, she's married. Why does she want other people to envy her? That's not what it's about. So the market is women 30 to 45 with 2 or more kids. Look at the message now. Would you agree that that now looks like a mommy? Want the body you had before you had kids? That's a completely different message. That's all they are looking for. They're not looking for the body that anybody envies. The secret to converting more leads is to create a compelling offer. So let's show you what we did to the website. I want the body I had before I had kids. Time to get rid of problem areas on your hips, thighs, and tummy. You'll see they have circled free report. That is now a lead capturing mechanism. This is what we call a squeeze page or a landing page. Basically what that means is there are no links on this web page for them to go and surf through your website and get hopelessly lost. They only have 2 options when they arrive at this page. Sign up for the report or leave. That's it. But look at the report, free eye-opening report. Candid answers about mommy makeover surgeries. What are the risks? What are the benefits? Will it look natural? What are we doing here? We are offering prospects valuable information to help them make an important decision. Don't you think that when they're ready to make the decision, they're going to go to the person that educated them? This is not trying to sell anything, but I now capture the information and I can have a drip campaign running in the background that keeps educating them until they are ready to buy. And when they're ready to buy, if I've educated them and been in their face often enough, they remember me. Another very powerful strategy is joint ventures. A joint venture involves 2 or more businesses that decide to form a partnership to share markets, endorse each other's product or service, and it's usually under a revenue share agreement or a commission agreement or a finder's fee, however you want to structure it. The key to creating successful joint ventures is to find partners who service the exact same type of clients that need or want what you sell. So let me give you an example so that you see what I'm talking about. And let's have a look at the wedding industry. This is what we call an event chain. And this is a typical event chain for someone looking to get married. They got to see a jeweler, a wedding planner, church or a chapel, reception venue, wedding dress, florist, wedding cake, printer. Now in this example, I'm the florist, right? Would you agree that everybody above the florist is perfectly positioned to refer business to the florist? And everybody below the florist is perfectly positioned to receive referrals from the florist. Okay? There's a lot of potential business there. Let me show you what this can relate to in numbers. If the average sales price for a florist's wedding flowers is 5,000 Rand, for the men in this call, we all wish it was only 5,000 Rand, but anyway, let's use 5,000 Rand. Then just a single referral per month from the people above the florist, just one out of those 5, brings in an extra 60,000 Rand a year. It did not cost you a cent. You just set a joint venture agreement in place with those businesses. If the average sales price for a wedding cake is 8,000 and the florist receives a 10% referral fee, then just a single referral per month to the wedding cake people is another 9,600 Rand a year. Let's have a look at the price of printing invitations. Let's say that's 2,000 Rand. And again, the florist gets a 10% referral fee. One referral per year is 2,400 Rand a year. I have just found an additional 72,000 Rand and haven't spent a cent on money on marketing and advertising. Do you think you're only going to get one referral from one of those businesses? I doubt that. The relationships are that strong, and you are honestly feeding each other and networking. This is a huge business growth strategy. Are you looking for more business breakthrough strategies? I bet you are. I bet you are, and I'd love to have you on here for 5 hours. Trust me, I can talk for 5 hours, but yeah, that's not possible. So I have the Business Growth Network Online Academy. The website address is there.
One second, Carlos. Nelly was saying you're going too fast. This is Nelly was saying you're going too fast. Let's just go one step back. You mentioned a squeeze page, but a squeeze page, it looked to me like a landing page. Are you treating that as the same thing? Do you explain it as the same thing?
Yes, a squeeze page and a landing page are exactly the same meaning.
Okay. Nelisiwe, will you please, I'm going to allow you to talk now. Will you please just talk on your micro? I can't see your list here. Let me go to participant and allow you to talk, to ask your question. And Suren has also got questions. I will allow you to talk now. Nelisiwe, go ahead. Nelisiwe? Oh, I'm trying to unmute her. Let's see. Yes, this you are on now. Go ahead.
Great. Hi guys. Carlos, this is really good stuff. I just really want to know more about the joint ventures and if you could go a step back to the win chain. Yeah, if you could just maybe just focus on that for a bit.
Sure. Give me a second. Let me go back there. Okay, so what do you want to know with regards to joint ventures?
So basically, this is a new sort of me, and if you could just maybe repeat what you've just said and just explain it again, because I'm taking notes in the process.
Okay. Well, for everybody on the call, what I am going to do is I'm going to be converting this presentation into PDF, and I'm going to send it off to Precious so that she can share it with a recording. You're more than welcome to have this information. But let me just go back to the beginning. So I can, yes?
1 second, Carlos, maybe let also, so Nelisiwe, the best way of understanding, Carlos is going to go through the presentation, but the best way of understanding joint ventures is first also understanding your own value chain. Okay. Understanding the journey that your customer will actually go through in your environment where you are solving a problem. So in my case, for example, I am focused on business. And because I'm focused on business, my collaboration and arrangements are always going to be around helping a client to move from one problem to another, but getting help in each stage of that help. So it's also about thinking, if my client comes to me and they have a problem, my role and responsibility as a consultant to them, or as a mentor, as a coach, is to help them find people that will solve the problem. So, for example, this network that we're currently having, this discussion, even the previous webinars, is the problem. Some is the ones I'm experiencing, but in others, mostly is what my customers have said. Precious was struggling with this area. Then I will bring people that I've seen are doing things that make sense, and people that I trust will actually have a best interest to help you as a customer. So maybe share more on question and answers. What is your business? Maybe we can then use yours as a case study, because the presentation is going to be sent to you anyway, so that then we allow you to be able to see where could you make joint ventures. I'm going to unmute you now. Please tell us which business you're in. Then Carlos can use your example onto his presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Nelisa.
I'm typing now, or do you want me to?
Oh, you want to talk? Yes, I've actually, you are on the speaker. So give us what business you are in, so that Carlos can help you.
Okay, perfect. So I am currently exploring digital marketing strategies for creative businesses. I'm helping them streamline their social media and basically their marketing strategy. And I'll make an example with one of my clients. She is in, like, her business objectives is to increase her sales and also to streamline her brand communications across all her social media platforms. So I want to understand how my value chain looks like, and as well as also exploring her customer journey, and also with joint ventures, which kind of people should I be looking to form partnerships within my circle. I'm understanding that the event chain is where you actually can partner with people who offer similar services to you and who you want to potentially sell to. So which kind of people should I be partnering with, and how can you help me to understand my value chain and as well as my client's customer journey?
Okay, great. Carlos, yeah, it's you.
Okay, great. Yeah, look, the marketing industry has a couple of more challenge than, I mean, for example, the wedding industry. But in order to work out your event chain, what you need to think of is, what else does this person, where else does this person go when it comes to them looking at marketing their business? So newspapers, magazines, printing houses, TV, radio, you know, and see if there's an opportunity to create joint ventures with any of those people in that value chain. The other thing is, for example, you're doing social media marketing. Now, I don't know if you do your own graphic design, if you do your own video editing, but if you don't, there's some possible joint ventures. If you could even joint venture with magazines. Now, I know you may think magazines and newspapers are going to see you as competition. However, there is a way to do online marketing and offline marketing that they complement each other rather than take away from each other. And you could sell that to the newspapers and magazines, say, listen, I'm not competing with you, but the strategy I'm building uses all the mediums and just makes it more effective. So I can bring you business, you can bring me business. And here's another thing, just on the whole social media marketing thing. Can you imagine how powerful your social media campaigns would be if you ensured that the landing page you are advertising for your customers follow the fundamentals of hitting the hotspots, Does it have a compelling message? Is there market dominating position? And is there lead capturing on the website? Because I can tell you, I've seen so much advertising. I see one thing on Facebook, I land on the website, it's completely different. I don't care. It doesn't matter what you do, that conversion rate is going to be quite pathetic, to be honest. And then people wonder why they get 5, 6, 7%. But if the landing page is correct, the conversion rate can be a lot higher. If you offer your customers that additional service, and now here again, there's a joint venture partnership. Go to someone who designs websites and say, listen, I need to have landing pages designed in the following structure. I can bring business to you, and there's a joint venture agreement already, but you're going to be making sure that the advert you're running is hitting a landing page that is extremely powerful for your customers. How many other social media partners provide that type of service? And then, if the customer doesn't have all that information, is not sure how to get it, I'll tell you what, hold on, let me put you in touch with a fantastic coach that I know that can get all this sorted out for you. And I'm going to use me as an example. I'm not expecting this. You contact me and say, Carlos, I've got this person, they want to do a campaign with me, they don't have an elevator pitch, can you please work with them? Yes, sure, what you going to charge? X, okay, here's your commission. Are you starting to see the picture of where I'm creating these joint ventures?
Yes.
Is that making sense?
Yes.
Any more questions for me to answer, or can I move on?
No problem, Carlos. But Nelson, I just wanted to say that it is more than just looking for opportunity for yourself. It is about making sure that the customer knows and trusts that you are the right person for them to be your partner. You need to start looking at your customer in a holistic way and say, you know what, I don't do that, but build up a network with people who know how to do that. I mean, I think with social media, there is a large spectrum of that. Remember, there's also affiliate selling, cross-selling, finding other shops that are already selling similar complementary product to your customer product, and you sign up, because joint ventures may not just be something relating to the value chain, but it could also be even just selling other people's product. As long as you're making money, frankly, I don't care how that happens. So it's also about just adding a value consistently and getting deeper to understand your customer problem or your consulting clients that you're helping, so that you can always be the first person of contact that they say, you know what, Nelson, I need help with this. They will always know if you are always looking at their best interest. Carlos, please take us through the example again.
Okay, so this example was in the wedding industry. And the event chain that we have here is, when someone looks to get married, they need a jeweler, wedding planner, church chapel, reception venue, wedding dress, florist, wedding cake, printer. In this example, I am the florist. Everyone above the florist is perfectly positioned to refer business to the florist, and they're not competitors. And everyone below the florist is perfectly positioned to receive referrals from the florist. So you meet with these people and we create joint venture agreements. Now you can have more than one jeweler, more than one wedding planner. You get the picture. So now, if the florist's wedding flowers costs 5,000 Rand, if she gets one referral a month from one of those joint venture partners above the florist, that is an additional 60,000 Rand a year. If the florist refers one person a month to the wedding cake maker, who gives them 10% of the 8,000 Rand for the wedding cake, that's another 9,600 Rand a year for doing nothing. Didn't cost you. If the florist refers someone to a printer, and the printing cost is 2,000, and she gets a 10% referral fee, commission, finder's fee, whatever you want to call it, 1 a month is another 2,400 Rand a year for doing nothing. You add all that up together, that is 72,000 Rand a year for doing nothing. All you did is you set the agreements in place and you're referring up and down the chain. Now, how many of these chains can you set up? There's more than one jeweler, there's more than one wedding planner. So you create all these chains and you have referral business moving up and down. That does not cost you any money in marketing or advertising. Okay, so you've seen this bit. I told you about my online academy, and I'm just going to briefly tell you very quickly the modules that are in there. Business fundamentals, that is all about getting the foundation right. Business leads, business networking, business sales, business transactions, business advanced. Each module consists of a tutorial video that focuses on one building strategy. And these modules have ranged from 4 to 9 videos. It walks you through each strategy so you fully understand it. Then you get provided with the guidance and resources to enable you to immediately apply it to your business. So you get a workbook as well. And that is now my presentation. My contact details are on there. But like I said, I will be sharing this with Pressure to Share with the rest of the group. So I'm going to go out of the presentation and bring my video back in so that I can take questions.
We don't have questions, but some of the people that are here, I know them. Let me unmute Lucia. Lucia, hi. Please tell me, I hope you are getting what we had discussed before in relation, because Lucia is in the cake business. It's amazing that you are showing a wedding. Lucia, can you see how you can actually have joint ventures? But also, Carlos, you only dealt with I think it was 3 strategies. One was the elevator pitch. Next one was a landing page. The third one was joint ventures. Can you share 2 more? I have a question here. I think Terence is saying, Carlos, what is your recommendation about disclosure to prospects of joint ventures? Terence here. Okay, so he's basically asking is that, do you need to disclose to a customer whether you actually want to have a commission on the sales? How should he handle that?
Okay, that's a good question. And to be honest with you, you don't have to, because it's not like you are increasing prices so that you can get a commission. All you've done is you've set an agreement. If you're the florist, you've got an agreement with the cake maker that if I send you business, you're going to give me a finder's fee. So the cake maker is still going to charge the same thing. And you know what? There's joint ventures all across the world. Businesses do joint ventures all the time. So there's nothing wrong with doing it. What you are actually doing, and it's something that Precious touched on earlier, you are making sure that whatever problem your customer has, you have a solution, even though you're not providing the solution yourself. Oh, you need a cake. Hold on. I know someone that does fantastic cakes. Let me put you onto them.
Perfect.
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Definitely. But also, Terence, keep in mind, as I said, your intention is not just about making money. It's about helping the customer. For the customer to have the lesser convenience, but also less pain of going through a whole list of wedding cake makers, whereas you know one. And you must believe on that person is going to be able to help the client. So, Carlos, please go through maybe 2 more of your strategies, just even though you had not.
2 more lead generating strategies. Well, I can tell you one fantastic, the best lead generating strategy is to offer people valuable information for free. Now, I know to a lot of people that sounds scary. How do you make money offering anything for free? Here's the challenge with the online world. Everybody is in your face selling. And so you stand out like a sore thumb because here's another salesperson. But what we need to understand, even in this new, brave online world, people do business with people. And in order to do that, there needs to be a trust relationship. You cannot build a trust relationship on a social media post and on an email. So if you're sharing valuable information with this person, when they decide it's time to buy, they're going to go to the person that educated them. So don't be afraid to give things away for free. My business growth network is 100% free. I regularly have business owners saying to me, wow, the stuff you're sharing I've never heard before. But guess what? When I offer one-to-one complimentary calls, I get the opportunity to convert that into business. But my upfront goal is to build a relationship and share value with the customer. If I give them value that adds value to their business and to them as a person, the day's going to come when they're going to be willing to pay for my services.
Great, lovely. I like that. Carlos, there is another question that has come through, but it's relating to tax implication. He says, what are the tax implications from income received from joint ventures from Luto? Luto, there is a tax implication because it's a commission. A referral fee by definition is a commission. So under Income Tax Act, a line item relating to gross income, it will have other line items which are commissions, which is also defined as a referral. So you will need to disclose that in your personal capacity. But let me explain also this. My referral fees that I get from other partners and coaches and teachers, they actually go through my business. They don't go through my personal income because it's what I do for a living, to help people and connect other people. Are there any other questions? Guys, is there anything that you would like to ask? Please make sure that you actually are going through the poll. We are actually trying to find out whether this information you have found it available, but also we're gonna make sure you go to Carlos's website and to actually go through all that information in more detail, taking one strategy. My recommendation to you is that it might be useful for you to take maybe just one strategy a week, implement it from day 1 up to day number 5, and then come back to Carlos and say, Carlos, I haven't made money yet. Please have a look and see if there's any, because that will take him 5 minutes to pick up where the errors are. So that's my strategy for you that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do the stuff I'm doing, go through his website, delete everything that I'm doing, go back to him and say, just review this, Carlos, and tell me if I'm on the right path. Because it's also better when you try to do things yourself, because then it's gonna be easier for you to delegate to someone at a later stage. Please take a poll and answer some of the questions, but also just give us a feedback. Tell us which programs you actually would like, are the things that you would like to cover. The last time we did cover sales, but we didn't cover so much in the internet space. But I think the most important thing that you need to understand is that from your selling, where you're selling, whether you're selling on the social media or you're selling even, your aim is to capture the lead, and the lead is the name of the person. It is also the email address. In mine, in others, I will even capture their cell number. Why? Because general entrepreneurs do not open emails. So SMS also does actually help when I'm actually running my ads. But also another thing that you need to keep in mind that Carlos raised was that you have to make sure that your content is consistent. And Carlos, I think you've got me there. I don't think my content is actually consistent. I think right now it's all over the place because I've been doing this for so long. I kept on adding and adding and adding. I think I might have lost a message somewhere. So I would love for you to have a look at the stuff that I have done so far. We currently have 12 out of 18 people that have voted. Guys, go through and vote. Tell us if you find this information actually useful. Tell us which industry you're in, so that it's also going to help us to know who we can get in those industries. But also give us a shout. Tell us which areas you think you will need help in. We'll actually also have a look at that website. That's a free website. One of the things that when I saw Carlos has written the book and I saw the stuff and I went to his website, I said, he even have a free stuff. You know, he's my kind of guy. Give us the free stuff. Let's make some money and see, because basically there are lots of people that need our help, but we can't help them. But Carlos has put the information for free. You can then consult with him once you have implemented the principle he's teaching, or when you are being stuck on that. I hope you have found this very useful. If there's anyone who still want to have some question, guys, we are waiting for the poll. I know some are struggling because you are not using a phone. Please vote. We want to know so that we can be able to help you. There is someone, Carlos, do you see? There's someone who say, I would like to, Nelisa is posing. Hang on, I've lost you. Okay, Suran is saying, hi, Carlos, thank you for information. What will you recommend as a follow-up email frequency after the first quiz page? Great question, Suran. Please, Carlos, I'm gonna unmute you.
Absolutely. I have no issue with offering trials. I have no issue with tying myself into producing results, because the thing about me is I like to sleep at night, and I can only sleep at night knowing I've added value to someone. I don't like charging people just because I can. I like to charge people because I deserve to be charged.
So you charge based on results, Carlos, is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. You know, that's why I have contracts for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You want to try me for 1 month and then you tell me I stink, then I stink. It's one of those things. I'm comfortable offering 1 month because I know I'm good. I'm going to get you for the 2nd month and the 3rd month and the 4th month.
Okay. So the question, 1 second, Carlos, the question on here, he's saying, what will you recommend a follow-up email frequency? So he's basically asking, after you have sent the first quiz and you have the first email, how frequent should you then be emailing?
Minimum 3 days, minimum 2 days, maximum 3 days.
Okay, great.
If you move it for too long, they forget who you are. If you make it too soon, then they opt out because they say you're in their face every day.
Okay, how many emails should you be sending in a month to that person who initially had a squeeze? How many emails in a month, but also as you're dropping emails to them, what should be the topics that you're covering?
Okay, 7 to 10 emails. If you've attracted the right prospect, it takes 7 to 10 touch points for them to make a buying decision. If you've educated them properly along the way, when it's time to make a buying decision, you've answered all their questions. Here's the thing about those emails. 80% value, 20% pitch. Don't pitch to them every single email. So it can be an interesting article. It can be a blog post. It can be a video. It can be a quote. Don't pitch on every single email. But yeah, you know, take maybe you've got a report that you can break down into 7 parts, and just make sure that the one email, you know, it's almost like when you watch a soapy, as it ends, they hook you to watch the next one. They put something in there that you're waiting for the next one to come up. So try and create that link through your emails. So it could be something like, I hope you've enjoyed the tip I've shared with you. Keep a lookout. In 3 days, I'm going to be sending you another hot tip. Now they know there's something coming. You know, link the one to the other.
Perfect. That makes sense. So because you're trying to get them to actually tell you, you're building up a relationship and a rapport through your email. The next question from Nelly is, I like that you're talking about providing value up front. Would you say that providing free trials of your services for prospects, as an example, if the free social media marketing strategy and implementing and reviewing results after this period, is this a sustainable marketing strategy? Carlos?
Absolutely. Look, if you get it right, I'm sure you've done social media marketing for a while, so you've got some conversion rates already and you know what you're capable of doing. So you could, for example, go to a client and say, after you've done your whole pitch and they're still a little hesitant, you say, you know what, let me run an advert for you for a week. And if I can bring you a conversion rate of 20%, do we have a deal?
So my suggestion also to you, Nelly, is that just be careful. I am also a person who loves giving, who loves helping. Sometimes I end up cutting my value because of that. So my suggestion to you is that when the client does not have the money, rather send it to them and say to them, let me review once you've completed that tool, because that will reduce your time. Because now they've already tried it and see how difficult it is to do it on their own. They are more also likely to be converted when you give them a feedback, and that feedback is specific to them. So be very strategic around that. Consider also joining with people like us, other trainers who are targeting the same market, and say, this is what I do as Nelly. Let me review a strategy. Don't give too much in the beginning when the relationship, because it will then devalue what you actually provide.
Yep.
There is another one, Carlos. It's saying that, the people are saying, thank you so much. The information was very useful, especially the part about business cards. Terence had to go. Don't worry, Terence will have saved. But we have a website also that you can go to identify which strategy you're actually going to be using to build up into this. I'm of the view that building a business is difficult. And there is a lot of information out there about starting up a business and all that. But sustaining a business beyond 3 years, 5 years, it needs someone who's going to continuously learn. And I really believe in education. I believe that we do not so well on things because we don't know much about it. Carlos, thank you so much for your time. If you can have any closing, and then for today, I think we'll be done. There's more questions. Guys, before you leave, Carlos, close up, remember to actually do your messaging and make sure that things are taken care of. And there is another question here. Precious, kindly advise Nelly that we need further engagement on her social media initiatives for our healthcare business to young women and adolescents. Okay, so this is one of my clients in Cape Town, Carlos. He's raising an issue that he thinks he would like to help use the social media to reach to the young women and adolescents age groups to help them to understand about healthcare business. So my suggestion also is that Nelly, so consider actually selecting a cause. So, and that is when we generally will say as coaches, you are looking at your business, but you are shooting for a bigger goal than just about you. So maybe consider asking yourself, which area could you be of use and help and support, and that's a cause. But that cause, there should be some also arrangement on how and when you're going to provide that, because a cause is always good, because there is so much that we can do as people, but we can only do when we're working together. Maybe this will be one of them. Consider that, and you see if you can assist. Carlos, you're closing, my brother. No, I haven't seen. I'm looking at the poll. Yeah.
You can scale your business to double, triple without increasing your marketing advertising budget. follow my website, have a look at the information shared, apply it, get in touch with me. It is as simple as it sounds. We tend to complicate things.
Thank you so much, Carlos. This was wonderful. I really learned something here. I really want people to remember your elevator pitch. Really look at your business card. Make sure your landing page, your squeeze page is updated. Make sure that your joint venture arrangement, start looking at the value chain on solving your client problems and start working through and finding partners that you can work with. Also make sure that you offer value way before so that it creates a rapport and the client to trust that you can solve the problem. In some of the questions you raised was relating on education-based marketing, therefore, in terms of offering the value. But also understand that you're gonna nurture them 7 to 10 emails before they're really interested. But also make sure on that emails, you are not selling. It's 80% value and 20% pitching. I hope I've summarized everything. Thank you so much, guys. Keep on going. Your business is actually gonna be good. You just need to stick with it and keep on learning. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.